Uh, but I also am pro 2A. But I
Oh,
also recognize that, reasonable uh, restrictions on gun ownership help keep children alive in schools.
yeah.
So what I fear is on the right, you have a lot of like 2A absolutists. So how do you bridge that gap?
There's a gap you can bridge with so many people, and then there's some people that you're going to see at the other side of that bridge is something that you learn as an activist and even as somebody who's running for a politician. So, as I've talked to people, I literally had a guy who, at the end of the day, he looked at me and said, because you're a woman, I'm not voting for you, even if you're pro 2A, and even if you can lessen these regulations they don't like. And I'm okay with not appealing to every gun voter. What I do want to do is I want to appeal to the people that have sense, that know that right now our laws are targeting people and we can make them actually like, so say we focus on stalkers and things that more thorough background checks, right? And then also not a live repository, but something like what Mr. Cakes does, where we would be able to pull a live feed that doesn't have a data bank, so there's no privacy, but we would be able to pull people that are saying things like, I'm going to murder that person. They probably should have like a little bit of a pause on buying a gun today if they're posting online, I'm going to murder somebody.
And
Yes.
I was gonna say on your behalf, Carmen, one key position that I believe I've gathered from Carmen is one. I'm also very pro 2A. I'm
Yeah.
not an absolutist, but I am very pro 2A. That said, though, I also believe that we are a nation with mental decay, and
Yes.
at the time, it is too easy to obtain a firearm. No offense to anyone, it's nothing personal. However, if we really want to make a position about like school shootings and mental ailments and things of that nature, everyone says they're going to take my firearm. That's not true at all. However, in 2000, I think it was 2008, 2009, the Obama administration, if I'm not mistaken, was putting forth an effort to where if you simply gift a firearm, like say I have a nephew, right? Nephew turns 13, state of Colorado, you can hand that over at 13 with jurisdictions. I in theory, if that 13-year-old goes and commits a crime with that firearm, I should be responsible. I gifted that person that firearm. I should be responsible. Going back even to high profile cases, there was a high profile case recently where that firearm was given to that 16, 17-year-old. And at the end of the day, that 16, 17-year-old attempted to off the president. So at the end of the day here, if we simply just made minor regulation emphasis, hey, I don't want to take your gun. What I want to ensure is when you purchase that gun, you understand you are responsible for that firearm. And if you transfer that firearm to your nephew, to your niece, to a cousin, or to a direct family member, and that family member goes and commits a crime, you should be responsible just as much so, in my opinion. We are